Till maybe 30 days ago, people may have been asking, what the hell is the Ukraine? Why is it a war over there? Why should we even care? Well, I'm about to explain to you everything you need to know about the Ukraine, because it's a very complex story. Let's begin. Well, the Ukraine, part of the Russian Federation until 1991, August the 24th, actually, when they declared their independence. And on the southern tip of the Ukraine is a peninsula, which is called Crimea, which is also a country. And it was also independent. It was a part of the Ukraine until it was annexed in 2014 by Vladimir Putin and the Russian Federation. When I say annexed, I mean it was basically taken over by Russia. And they had a vote, and the citizens voted to join the Russian Federation. So the Ukrainian military and everything had to leave. They were actually kicked out of the bases by protesters and Russian soldiers. So let's fast forward. I know you're thinking like, man, why America always got to get somebody else's problem or always trying to manipulate or whatever. But I think America knew what the ramifications of the Russian Federation annexing or taking over Crimea could have. So what we have been doing for the past 8 years, we've been providing them with military aid to the tune of $1.8 billion, which would explain our interest in this war. And now let me explain how the British, how we are involved in the war, Queen Mother and all that. So we fought in many wars with Russia, including World War I, the Crimean War, which I'll explain about that a little later. And also we are allies of the United States, and the United States is also, I guess we would say, an adversary of Russia. So we have a commonality in that case. Like the saying goes, the enemy of thine enemy is thy friend. So that's how that stands with the British. And France's involvement, of course, France is an ally of the United States of America. But as we remember in our history classes, Napoleon lost a brutal war to the Russians back in the day, which led to the decline of his empire. He sold us the Louisiana Purchase for like $10 million. But anyway, so they've been wanting to get back as well. So they're ready to go. Speaking of ready to go, the Ottoman Empire, aka the Turks, they share a border with Russia and Moldova and Crimea and Ukraine, and also the Black Sea. And they've also been at war for centuries with Russia, so I assume that they're involved in this as well. Now let me explain Mother Russia's involvement or our interest in Ukraine. Ukraine has been a part of the Russian Federation for centuries. We fought the Ottoman Empire, and we've also fought the British and the French for it. We lost a brutal war. We want our country, Ukraine, back. Ukraine also borders the Black Sea, and the Black Sea is our most vulnerable southern point. So that being said, we will continue to hold down and try to occupy Ukraine. And Crimea, we have taken over and we have occupied. That is the statement from Mother Russia. I will let you get back to your story. Now, this is what we all been waiting for. I know you've been hearing me say like Crimea, well, yeah. Well, the Crimean War was a brutal war, as I said before. And the Crimean War went on from 1853 to 1856 and ended with the signing of the Treaty of Paris. Comes to find out that the Russian Tsar at the time wanted to expand his interest south into Arabian territory, which was a no-no. It would stop the heroin trade, or he would control over it and other things, religious reasons or whatever. So that's their interest in wanting that territory. And another significant thing regarding Crimean War is this was the first war that was photographed. use technology such as telegraphs and some other type of munitions. Also, Florence Nightingale, the famous mythical nurse that we all hear about, was real, and she was dispatched from Britain to the Crimean Peninsula to assist soldiers because they lost many soldiers. They lost many to chlorine typhus more so than fighting. So she went there and she dressed up many soldiers and implemented her knowledge and statistics, and eventually she was the pioneer of what we call modern nursing today. So to recap, countries involved are Britain, France, other countries of NATO are involved. They have vested interest, as America does as well. Also, Ukraine, they produce 10% of the world's corn and 15% of the world's wheat. Whoopee. Well, anyway, I'm just saying this. I hope things work well. I feel for the Ukrainian people, and I hope we come to some resolution because Russia's not played with. They're a very formidable force in the world. And a credit to the Ukrainians, they're a pretty strong people too, as you can see. They're not going to be pushed over. I mean, shoot, you could just see your girl Mila Jovovich in Resident Evil, you know, and Film Nikita. Those are some really bad people or whatever. So I hope this works out for the best, because this could lead to nuclear war, you know, and I'm trying to live. So if you guys want to see more information or learn more about things, you know, write down in the comment section, and I'll try to provide you with information so you can grow, build, and become a more cosmopolitan human being when it comes to world affairs.